from Marathon to Athens in a single course, and this story has stood the test of time. This is now one of the markers of the Games. In Paris, we love strong markers of the game, and we love to highlight them so that Paris 2024 can set itself apart from previous editions, and our wish is to break the traditions to make this 2024 edition unique. So what will set this Games Marathon apart from the rest? We wanted to establish a link between these games and one of the major challenges of our time, gender equality. There are several elements to consider. We have strongly committed through a logo which tells of this ambition, with a gender parity. When it comes to the participation of athletes, there will be as many female athletes as there will be male athletes, and it was important that this marathon be able to express this ambition. So one of the first decisions was to reverse the order of the events and to cap off the Games with the women's marathon, to bring women to the fore. For the first time, the women's participation in the Games will enjoy major visibility. We wanted to highlight this event by organizing it on the last day, on the 11th of August 2024, to cap off the fortnight and especially the athletics program. The second strong feature of this marathon is the course, of course. We wanted a meaningful course that sends a strong message. As Ms. Hidalgo said, we wanted to pay tribute to a milestone of French history. This is why we chose this date on the 5th of October to pay tribute to the thousands of women who started their march from the City Hall here in Paris to go to Versailles and go take up their grievances to the king and ask for bread. Louis XVI was very moved by this commitment, and he came back to Paris to ratify the Citizens and Human Rights Declaration. This is one of the highlights of French history. This paved the way to the creation of the French Republic, and the Games should send this very message and pay tribute to those brave women that succeeded in marking the history of France. Of course, we love to hold and express our ambition through the course of the Paris 2024 marathon. This course goes through 42.195 kilometers, and I want to pay tribute to all the teams involved in Paris 2024 and all our partners that have allowed us, along with the International Athletics Federation, to organize this course. So we'll uncover this course, which is quite spectacular, as you will see. It's unprecedented. It was never ran during a marathon, and as you'll see, it's very challenging. But we'll come back to this. Here are some images.
Voilà, vous avez découvert le parcours.
So you have just seen the Paris 2024 marathon course. It's unique, spectacular. It will go through one of the most beautiful places of Paris and the Île-de-France region. Thank you to both of you. Thank you to World Athletics to have followed us in this incredible journey. Thank you to the mayors of the 9 communes that marathon runners will go through: Boulogne-Billancourt, Sèvres, Ville-d'Avray, Versailles, Viroflay, Chaville, Meudon, and Issy-les-Moulineaux before coming back to Paris. This will be a very challenging course with 436 upward slope. This is an unprecedented challenge, an incredible challenge, but of course athletes will have their say. We are aware of the challenge it represents. You will be heroes, even more so than usual, and we hope thousands of people will line the course to cheer the runners on and give them courage. This course will create suspense with a set of challenges in both ways, so this is an unprecedented challenge. The Paris 2024 team will support you, and I would like to thank them. And thank you to all the organizations to have met this challenge with the Paris 2024 teams. We are, of course, alongside the federations, very proud to present this course. This course is very meaningful as well. It was one of the commitments of Paris 2024. We wanted to bring together the spectacular dimensions with a sense of French history. So we might revert back to the mass event running later. Thank you. Yes, we'll revert back to the technical part. There's much talk about the 30th kilometer, but the 27th kilometer will be very challenging as well. Mr. President, this course, which will bring to the fore Paris's monument, there will be 9 communes that runners will go through, but more generally, the course will highlight the Île-de-France region and its western part. Absolutely. If I didn't know French history, I would thank Anne Hidalgo and Tony for their choice of this course, from Anne's place to my place, because I'm I've been a Versailles representative since forever, and I live in Versailles. But the symbolic feature of this course is also very important, because Paris has always been revolutionary. Major revolutions, 1789, of course, with this women's march, women going to the King's Palace to make him sign the Human Rights Declaration. And of course, in 1878 as well, as well, when the Commune event broke out, there was a revolution in Paris, and the Republic went to take shelter in Versailles. Versailles was also the capital of France when the 1870 revolution broke out. So the Republic came back to Paris when things came back to normal. Of course, there was May 68, another Parisian revolution. So you'll come to Paris and to the Games in a revolutionary city. Versailles was always quieter, so you'll go from this revolutionary city to the quiet scenery of Versailles. It's a very challenging course, as Tony said. I know, because I commute every day from Paris to Versailles, although by car. But of course, when you come back to Paris, you have a wonderful and beguiling scenery, an enthralling scenery, and runners will be incited to go even faster as they approach the finishing line, because I think Paris favors those who run. Of course, there is a very popular race, the Paris-Versailles race, but this course goes both ways. So it will be a very symbolic race. It will go through one of the most beautiful sceneries of Île-de-France, one of the iconic monuments. And of course, it reconciles our history with our identity, the royalist France, but also revolutionary France. So this is a very meaningful course, and I know that Anthony wished to place this course in our French story. And I'm sure that the representative of the Cross Île-de-France race, the president of the Athletics Federation, the mayors, but also World Athletics and all the major athletes present here today, do not forget the famous words of Émile Zatopek, the champion who said, if you want to run, you can run 1 kilometer, but if you want to change your life, you need to run a marathon. We hope that with these games and with these Olympics and Paralympics, we will change your life and that you'll be able to discover an iconic region, the Île-de-France region.
Voilà, c'est un peu comme si ce marathon, d'une certaine manière, avait réunifié la rive gauche et la rive droite.
We could say that this marathon will unify the French bank, the West Bank, or the left bank and the right bank. Tony, can you join us on the scene?
John, vous avez...
World Athletics has taken part in many marathons. You have a significant experience. How is this marathon innovative? How is it special? And how is it inspiring?
Bonjour. If you don't mind, I will respond in English because I'll make much more sense. So, first of all, wonderful to be here on this special day. And can I start by just thanking Paris 2024 for creating what we believe at World Athletics will be a truly incredible spectacle in terms of the marathon. And I say that for 3 reasons. First of all, the most iconic event in the athletics timetable is the marathon. Everybody, including all of us, I think, appreciates the enormous challenge that the marathon distance represents. And the marathon is meant to be a tough event. And what's so exciting about this route is it's truly tough. It's going to be a real challenge for the athletes. And what that means is we'll all enjoy a truly thrilling race. I'm absolutely convinced that Paris 2024 will be the most exciting marathon for both men and women that we've ever experienced in the history of the Olympic Games. The second reason as well that we're so excited by everything that is included within the marathon is the celebration of women. You've heard about the route already, the historic route. Also, the women's marathon is the final event of the athletics timetable, the athletics program in Paris. And we at World Athletics, for many years, one of our top priorities has been the prioritization of gender equality. And we're so excited that also Paris 2024 has decided to place women right in the center of athletics, the athletics program, and particularly the marathon. So it's something that we are massively supportive of. And the third reason we're so excited is we often talk about the need to democratize sport, democratize athletics, and connect with people better. And there is no event that is more democratic than the marathon. And what is so exciting about what's planned in Paris is not only the route that many thousands of people will be able to line and cheer on world-class athletes, but also the fact that there will be a mass participation marathon for the general public that will sit alongside the elite races. And that's so important because we like to describe athletics as both the #1 Olympic sport and also the most participated sport in the world. Over 3 billion people run regularly to keep fit. So it's wonderful that what Paris has done is combine both the elite and the mass in one event. So yes, we'll experience two truly phenomenal elite marathon races for men and women, but then alongside that we'll have a mass participation event as well. So people in Paris in 2 years' time will be able to both watch world-class sport and actually, for the first time in the history of the Olympics, be able to participate in an event in the Olympic environment as well. That's hugely exciting, and as I say, we just thank you all for helping athletics as a sport to be in the best possible light come the games. So we couldn't be more supportive of what's happening here in Paris, and I, for one, are incredibly excited to be here in 2 years' time watching both the elite but also the mass participation at marathons unfold on the most stunning of routes. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, John.
Thank you very much, John.
Petit rappel,
Just a quick reminder now,
des femmes au marathon,
we also have women that will be participating in the marathon, and only 38 years ago, women were allowed to participate, and we'll be celebrating the 40th anniversary in 2024. We know that Joan was fighting the heat wave in Los Angeles 38 years ago to win the first women's marathon, and here we have heard the three important points that John developed and underlined with regards to democratizing the sport, making it elegant, making it popular, and she was excellent in everything she did, not only for the discipline in itself, but also for the women's cause. She is a huge champion. Paula Radcliffe, she was a world champion in 2005, and she had the world record for 16 years, and she is with us here today. Thank you very much. Paula has a quality. She actually speaks French. Thank you very much, Paula. So you discovered the marathon, we have unveiled it, and you were used to marathons. You held the women's, I think it's 2 hours and 15 minutes and a couple of seconds for the marathon. And this isn't a marathon, this is an audacious, a daring marathon. So how did you feel when it was unveiled? Yes, it's very inspiring. It really made me think about the Pyrenees. I spent a lot of time in the Pyrenees when I used to train for my own marathons, and I also thought about the beginnings of my career. Each marathon that decides that they want to start on a marathon, they start with cross-country running to boot. And cross-country is great because it's very hilly, lots of elevation. This is not just a very inspiring, a very motivating course, which will be beautiful to watch on TV as well for the millions of people who are going to be watching from home, but also a marathon that is going to push us to our limits. Not only the athletes in their preparation, because we're looking at one day that has taken 4 years, but also we need to think about the elevations and the descents. You can also see that the women's marathon is going to be the last event on the last day. Women will be on the podium, and they will be also honored during the closing ceremony. Yes, and I think that it is magical. It is magical that women are able to be honored in this way, closing the Olympic Games, and this is also 40 years after, as you mentioned, Joan Benoit-Sampson won the first ever women's marathon. And it has taken us years for women to be able to win and run marathons just as men did during the Olympic Games. We know that there were different days of advocacy, and Great Divides also mentioned this. And I can also tell you that last weekend, Joan Benoit-Sampson, 65 years old, 3 hours and 20 minutes for a marathon time, and I think that she'll also probably want to try her luck at the mass event running during the event during Paris 2024. And this is wonderful for us because she's really the pioneer. She is the one that paved the way to this being possible for us and for all women to run during Olympic Games. Therefore, it is something that I am proud of being part of. And athletics is a sport that is completely equal. There is gender parity. There is nothing different between the men and the women, apart from women are better.
Merci, Paula.
Thank you very much, Paula. Thank you.
Merci, effectivement.
Thank you, yes.
On suivra bien sûr le
We
marathon
will be
féminin et le
following
marathon
the women's
masculin
event,
parce
and
que
there will also be the
les
men's Well, there is a legend with us as well who was able to shave some time off his marathon run, 2 hours and 1 minute and 9 seconds, I believe, and that's about 21 kilometers an hour. And he is going to be here with us because he wants to be the first athlete over the age of 40 to have won 3 Olympic marathons during an Olympic Games, and this will be a monument amongst monuments, a legend in the running sector. There is a very special boy. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to say that he's special because it was no mean feat getting to where he is, but we have Johan with us as well. Johan, who we're going to welcome. He is part of the French national team, and he is also going to be trying his luck at the marathon. He ran a marathon in Paris from the Champs-Élysées going to the Bois de Boulogne right up to Vincennes, but this is completely different if we think about the race course. This is as if we were to bring all of the different historical impacts together on the 27th kilometer. Yes, Tony mentioned earlier that he wanted to completely break the mold, and I think that he's going to break our backs as well. But a huge thank you to Tony. 32nd kilometer, yeah, it's going to be very high, very hilly, and I think I'll be thinking about him. The difficulty behind this marathon, obviously, is that the 14 first kilometers are flat, and then we've got a lot of elevation coming after the 17th kilometer, and then we'll be able to come back to flat for the last 10 kilometers. This is going to be an adventure for us. Usually for us, when we talk about participating in championships, we're always looking for the flattest marathons possible. We go round and round the track, and it's very simple, but for this, we're going to have to throw all of that out the window. We're really going to have to think about those hills, those ups and downs, scratch our heads a little bit, and get our coaches scratching their heads too. Why? Because in 2023, we're going to qualify with flat marathons, but in 2024, we need to be able to deal with those ups and downs, as Paula mentioned. Therefore, we're going to have to completely change the way that we're training, change our approach to the games, and I think that they've done everything so that the marathonians who are used to running on flat ground won't be able to win this. So it gives us a run for their money. C'est a little bit of a lottery.
Sinon, pour ce marathon, alors 80 personnes, 80 personnes, 80 athlètes chez les hommes, chez les femmes. C'est une préparation atypique. Est-ce que ça va changer quelque chose dans votre façon de travailler le fractionné, de travailler les enchaînements?
Fartlek training. Yeah, we tend to do. We tend to have regular intervals. We know that the marathon is something that you need to be slow and steady from the beginning right to the end. For example, I know that I've got 10.8 kilometers an hour, 19.8 rather, and I stay at 19.8 along the way. But this is different because there will be ups and downs. We'll be climbing and then descending again. This is more a cardio challenge. Therefore, you need to forget about the pace. I think that we're going to have very out of the ordinary splits, but we need to think about how to really deal with that 17 to 32nd kilometer where it will be very hilly, but I've got a year and a half now to think about this, and I should be able to pull it off. So you've been able to, we have more than 13% incline at one point. Yes, 13%, and when you're trying to run, actually what's difficult for us isn't when we're going up, contrary to when you're cycling, it's actually coming down. It's very heavy on your thighs. Therefore, this is going to, for us, be the most difficult part. I think about after 30 kilometers, we've got the marathon. When you hit that wall, the runner's wall at 30 kilometers, and here they said, okay, you know what, let's 15% decline when they've got that marathon wall, and let's see how they deal with that. But I think that it will be very out of the ordinary. It will be marvelous in terms of preparation, and I think it will be marvelous to watch as well, and this is going to be wonderful for everyone involved. I think that we just need to ensure that we're very well prepared because it's going to be completely different to what we're used to doing. But it is a mass event running, and mass event running is something that will be not only historical but also spectacular. And we're used to going through the city centres for marathons where there's not that much history, but here we're really spoiled.
Merci Johan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Johan.
Ça va être un parcours super kiffant.
It is going
Et
to
80
be
d'ailleurs, hein, c'est le nombre
a
de participants d'athlètes
wonderful event for everyone involved, for both men and women.
Ce seront aussi
We
le nombre
have 80
de kilomètres sur lesquels on pourra assister gratuitement à ce marathon quasiment,
spectators will also be able to
entre
follow
le
you
début
along
et
the
l'arrivée
way,
quand on
from
prend
the
les
start
deux
line
côtés
right
de la
up until the
course.
finish line. If
Alors,
you think about the
il y a
two sides
160 athlètes de
we
très haut
have
niveau, mais
160
la magnifique
athletes
initiative,
on
c'est que
the
pour la première fois,
list, but for
eh
the
bien, ce
first
marathon
time,
va être ouvert à
the
tous,
marathon
Tony
will be
Estanguet.
open to everyone.
Ce
Mass
marathon
event
pour
running,
tous, ça va
as Tony
permettre
mentioned, the mass
eh
event
bien,
running
à des
will
chanceux,
allow
mais ils seront quand même plusieurs dizaines de
lucky
milliers
few.
d'aller sur
When I say
ce
lucky few, there are
magnifique
tens of
terrain de
thousands
jeu,
of
et
lucky
le mot
fews
est à
out there,
dessein, et être un
and
peu
they'll
plus
be
au
able to
cœur du
participate in
réacteur de
this
ces
mass
JO.
event. So tell us
Oui,
a little bit more
effectivement,
about
c'est
this.
l'autre innovation
Yes, we have
du jour.
another innovative
Je me
aspect
suis
of
trompé,
the
c'est pas
Paris
436, 436 et 438 mètres.
438 meters, I think I
plus.
said 436
Mais
earlier.
effectivement,
Apologies.
la deuxième innovation, vous l'avez
The
compris, c'est
second
que
innovation
pour la
here,
première
you've
fois
understood,
dans
for the
l'histoire, en
first
fait,
time
on
in
a
the history
souhaité,
of the Olympic Games,
et
we
c'est aussi
decided
une
that we
ambition
wanted
très
to
forte
open
de
this
Paris
up.
2024, que ces
This
jeux soient
is
très
important for Paris
participatifs, très
2024
populaires.
to have very
On a
popular
souhaité ouvrir à la
participative
participation
games. We
du grand
decided that we were
public
going to open
sur ce
this to
marathon
mass
des
event
Jeux.
running for
Le même
the
jour, sur le
marathon.
même parcours,
This same
plusieurs
day,
dizaines de
this
milliers de
same course, we
personnes
will have tens
vont
of
vivre
thousands
cette
of
expérience
runners who will be able to
absolument
put themselves
inoubliable,
into the athlete's
difficile,
shoes,
mais
no pun
inoubliable.
intended.
Et c'est tout l'enjeu. On a
what
un
is at
autre
stake here is
combat
that we
qui
have
nous
our own
tient à cœur
struggle.
aussi, c'est de lutter
That is
contre la
important for us.
sédentarité,
It
c'est
is to fight
d'inciter à la
against
pratique sportive, c'est de
sedentarism.
trouver des
We want people
opportunités
to get moving, we want to give
pour
them
motiver
opportunities to get moving,
vraiment la population.
and we
Il
want
faut
to
vraiment que ce
motivate
marathon
the
puisse en être aussi
population.
une expression.
Therefore,
Et donc,
marathon
voilà,
festival will be
effectivement, tu
way
l'as
to
dit,
express this.
Alex,
You mentioned this, Alex.
c'est en
It
33
is-
éditions des Jeux, la première fois
This is the
où
first time
le
in
grand
33
public
editions of
va
the
pouvoir
Games that the
participer, à la
creative
fois
public
sur
is
le
going to
marathon,
participate, not only
20
for
000,
the marathon,
24 dossards seront
20
offerts,
for
donc participation
two.
gratuite. Les
20,024,
conditions d'éligibilité, il faudra avoir 20 ans
bibs will be
au 31
distributed,
décembre
and
2024.
you will have to sign up.
Donc l'année de ces 20 ans pour le
And
marathon.
we will be
On a
celebrating
appliqué
rather
les
the 20
règles
years of the marathon at the end of
internationales en la
2024
matière.
with the
Et puis
international
on est
rules that
allé
were
aussi
applied.
un cran plus
And
loin parce
then
qu'on a
we
bien
also went
conscience
one
du
step
défi
further
que
because
ça
we know
représente
just how
sportif.
important this
Et
is
donc
from
on a
a
aussi souhaité faire un
sporting
format
point
plus
of view.
court
We wanted to have a
de 10
shorter version,
km
10 kilometers available.
avec également un départ
Once
ici
again, with the
de l'hôtel
start
de
being
ville
here at the Hôtel de
avec là
Ville,
aussi 20 000,
and
24 dossards qui
20,000
seront
and
eux également
24 bibs
gratuits
being distributed,
pour que la
just
fête soit la
so
plus
that
populaire,
this can
la plus
be
magique, la
open
plus
to all
inoubliable
the most
possible.
unforgettable, the most
C'est un enjeu. Alors
magical
comment on fait
marathon. So how are we going to get there?
obtenir
What
ces
are we going to
dossards?
do to ensure
Ça
that
a
we
déjà
can,
commencé,
or
il y a
what
déjà
can you
3000
do
chanceux
to
qui ont
get
gagné
the
des
bibs?
dossards sur
We've
les
already had
dernières années.
3,000
Donc à chaque
lucky
événement Paris
runners who have
2024, on
managed
fait gagner
to
des
secure
dossards.
their bibs, so
C'était
you
le
can go
cas
through Paris
lors
2024
de
in
la
order to secure your
dernière
place.
journée olympique. Ce sera le cas
This will
samedi
be the
prochain,
same
place de
thing
la
on
Bastille,
Saturday,
lors de la
Place de la
première
Bastille,
journée
and this
paralympique.
will be the
On vous invite
first
toutes
day
et
for
tous
Paralympics, so
à être
please
présentes
don't
aussi,
hesitate to flock to
samedi
Place de la
prochain,
Bastille
place de la
to try
Bastille,
and
où
earn
des
one
dossards
of
seront
those
à
bibs
gagner,
that will be up for grabs.
Et donc les conditions, c'est de
If we think about the conditions now, you need to be a member of the club
à
to
ce marathon
participate.
des Jeux. Donc déjà le premier réflexe, c'est
Therefore, the first reflex
inscrivez-vous
is
au
sign
club
up
Paris
to
2024.
the
Là aussi
Paris
c'est
2024
gratuit et
club. Once again,
on va
it
vous
is
proposer
free to sign
un
up,
certain nombre
and we are
de
going
défis,
to
d'opportunités
have lots of
pour
different challenges,
gagner des
opportunities,
dossards. On a
so that you're
organisé des défis
able
avec
to
Élie Kipchoge,
get your
pour un
hands
moment
on one
assez
of those
magique de
bibs,
pouvoir
so
courir
that
avec
you
cette
can
légende du marathon qui est venu à
run
Paris,
the
partager
legendary event that is the
un moment
Marathon
de
of
sport
Paris,
assez inoubliable.
sharing an
On
unforgettable
a
moment with
fait
everyone
gagner 100
involved.
dossards
And
le
we
8
also
mars
have
dernier, lors de la journée
110 bibs
internationale des
that
droits
were
des
won
femmes, 100
during
dossards
the
pour 100
International
femmes.
Women's Day
Et donc on va
last year
multiplier
in
ce genre
March,
de défis.
and we
La
are going to
Fédération
also have
française
lots of
d'athlétisme
other
fait gagner aussi régulièrement
events
sur
like
ces
this. We've
événements
got
des
the
dossards.
French Athletics
Et puis bien
Federation
évidemment
that
notre
have been
partenaire,
distributing bibs. We're
parrain
working
officiel de
with
ce marathon
our
pour tous,
official
Orange, qui lui aussi
partners,
voilà,
including
va
Orange,
proposer,
who are here today, and they will be also
de gagner
organizing
des dossards et
different
d'embarquer aux
competitions so
côtés
that you can get your
d'athlètes,
hands on
de
one of those bibs
personnalités,
and run
de
with
vivre
the
un
athletes and
moment
also
absolument
live one
inoubliable. Donc
an unforgettable
connectez-vous
moment. Don't hesitate to
à
sign
ce
up.
défi.
Stay
Parlez-en.
tuned.
Il y
Speak
aura
about
des
it.
opportunités
There will be different opportunities opportunities and unprecedented opportunities for you to get involved with the marathon. We will also have an app, mass event running, so that all of you fervent runners out there will be able to sign up. We have unveiled our slogan, and we unveiled our slogan being the Games Wide Open. And I think that you'll understand that this is a completely new expression, a completely new transformation that we're looking at for this. We want to have our emotions wide open, the games wide open, so this can be spectacular with beautifully magical monuments that will be part of the race course and part of this Olympic Games. We want to open the Olympic Games to everyone, and this is why for the first time in the history of the Olympic Games we have the mass event running with tens of thousands of runners taking part. And we also want to have the Games wide open with regards to the different challenges that we're facing in society, one of them being gender parity. So let's keep our Games wide open and our eyes wide open. This is our commitment, the promise that we are upholding today. Thank you.
Tony.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Et la transition a déjà été faite parce que vous avez parlé de votre partenaire Orange. On va demander à Geoffroy Séverin-Viennot de nous rejoindre. Bien évidemment, en tant que partenaire premium de ces Jeux, ça faisait sens de s'associer à cet événement mythique et symbolique et qui sera forcément très populaire.
Vous savez, Orange est un partenaire historique des grands
We are a historical partner of great events. I can name the Euros, the Nations League, the Rugby World Cup that is going to be graced in France next year in 2023, and obviously the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games that will be occurring in Paris in 2024.
Ces partenariats, en fait, pour Orange,
These partnerships for Orange are not only a technological challenge on the forefront, but also a beautiful accelerator. Mayor spoke about this. She spoke about the commitment, and our commitment articulates itself around innovation. We have been working with the Organization Committee of the Olympics to try and seize this opportunity to show exactly what we're made of on know-how. It is a source of pride for the 140,000 employees who are singing off that same song sheet with regards to the different values of the Olympic Games. But I also want to highlight something very important. Orange is the only brand, as it stands, that is committed on 3 levels. We are a premium partner of Paris 2024 Games. We're also the official provider for telecommunications, and we're also the official sponsor for the mass event running. We've heard a lot about mass event running, so maybe I don't need to go over the details, but a couple of precisions, if I may. I think that when it comes to Orange, in addition to the sponsoring teams we have, we're also looking at how to activate the greater public. We've been looking at different sporting personalities such as UN, and we've put into place an Orange running team. What is the Orange running team? We'll be providing advice, training advice, nutritional advice, different events are available, and we will also, as the partner, or the sponsor rather, of the mass event running, we will have more than 4,000 bibs up for grabs. Therefore, if you are a member of one of the Orange Running Club, or if you're part of the Orange Running Team, you will be able to get your hands, hopefully, on one of these 4,000 bibs up for grab. I would like to thank you for your welcome.
Merci beaucoup, Geoffroy.
Thank you very much, Geoffroy.
Voilà, avant de passer aux questions-réponses, Madame la Maire, on va vous écouter. Vous pouvez nous rejoindre parce qu'on a encore une question à vous poser. On avait commencé cette conférence de presse avec un lieu symbolique, le parvis de l'Hôtel de Ville. On termine avec ce marathon pour tous, et là aussi le message est fort.
Le message est très fort parce que ce lieu iconique de
building. This is the Hôtel de Ville, the city hall, bringing us all together. Earlier, Valérie mentioned the link also between Paris and Versailles and women. In the salon that's just behind me, there is actually a painting. You can maybe go and have a look at it afterwards. It is a painting that shows that it was the King Louis XVI who came back to Hôtel de Ville, and he was received by the Council of Paris. There were only men at the time. Women were able to integrate this council, but not at that moment in history. And the councillors and the mayor of Paris, whose name was Bailly at the time, given the city's colours, red and blue, and the king had blue and white, obviously the royal colours. And this is obviously legend, but it is beautiful because it thinks about, it is where we got the tricolore, the French flag, from. the Marathon for Everyone, the mass event running, is something that epitomizes our country, our city, an open city, a city that is there for anyone who wants to love the city and take care of the city. And this mass event running is something that will also be opportunity to celebrate that. I've said this time and time again. What we are organizing now, what we're bringing together with Tony, with the other teams, to ensure that the event is a success. We're starting to piece the different pieces of the puzzle together. I think that we're all in the same mindset. But this is going to be exceptional. Exceptional. Not only for the athletes, but also for those who love this city and the different stakeholders. This will also be exceptional for those who are going to live these moments as spectators. Maybe those who are curious, maybe those who will want to participate, maybe those who will want to be part of this unique moment that only happens once in every 100 years. And maybe the desire to be part of this all together, celebrating sports in these beautifully magical spaces. Maybe this will allow us to grow together and be stronger together, fraternity being one of the three pillars of the French motto. Thank you very much.
Vous parliez du drapeau français, juste pour information, en arrivant, vous avez vu le drapeau des
I'm not sure if you saw the IPC flag coming in, and you also saw the original flag of Paris for the Olympic Games that was chosen by Pierre de Coubertin, and for the first time in 1920 by Antwerp. Let's go to the Q&A session. You know the principle. Don't hesitate to introduce yourself and let me know who you work for and who your question is for. We'll start here with the gentleman in the middle.
Bonjour, Frédéric
Good afternoon, Frédéric Médédieu for Running Magazine. If we think about the mass event running, so I believe that it's Tony who will be able to respond. Will this be a timed event? Will this be a ranked event? Will you need doctor's note to participate? Or will it be an untimed, unranked, so really open to anyone and everyone, apart from the age restriction that you gave? Thank you very much for the question. No, there will not be ranking for the mass event running. That is not really a mindset that we're looking for. We really want it to be something that is accessible to all, and everyone can take part in this adventure, really make it their own. So there will be no official ranking during the mass event running. We are going to try and find a solution so that people have a time and their own time, but that will be up to them. There will be no ranking.
Une autre question.
Any other questions?
Peut-être sur le marathon, le tracé, parcours.
The marathon, the race course.
Bonjour, Louis Faure pour les
Louis
journaux
Faure,
du groupe
Ebra Group.
Également une question pour
I also
Tony.
have a question for Tony, and it is the
Est-ce qu'on connaît
following.
déjà aujourd'hui la date du marathon pour tous et la date du
Do you have the
10
date
kilomètres?
for the 10 kilometers and for the mass event running, the marathon?
Alors effectivement, on
Yes,
s'est
we
engagé
do.
depuis maintenant un petit moment à ce que ce soit
We
le même
wanted
jour.
it to be the same day for
Donc vous
both
savez,
events.
ce seront
So
les 10 et
10th
11
and
août.
11th of August.
Concernant les horaires,
In terms of the times,
tout ça est
the
en train
start
d'être
times, now we're
travaillé
currently
avec
ironing
l'ensemble
out
des
the
équipes.
details with all of the teams
C'est forcément
involved.
assez contraignant de trouver de la place
Obviously, it's
et
very
de rajouter
difficult
une
for
épreuve
us
dans un
to
programme
try and
très
add
chargé.
an
Le dernier
event
week-end, il y a beaucoup
in
d'événements
a program that
qui
is
ont lieu,
already
donc on doit coordonner avec
very, very
l'ensemble
full. Therefore, we need
de
to
nos
work
partenaires,
with all of our
publics,
different
transport,
public
sécurité,
partners,
de voir
transport,
comment est-ce qu'on
security,
arrive
to
à
see
faire
how we
coïncider
can
le
ensure that
déplacement
the two are
de
occurring at the
certaines
same time,
délégations
but
qui
also
doivent
that we
accéder à
are
leur site de
able
compétition.
to
Donc
make
tout
sure
ça
that
est en train
the
d'être
national
mené
delegations
pour
are able to
affiner
access the different discipline
l'horaire
sites that they're going to.
précis
But we will be
du marathon pour
unveiling
tous.
the exact timing
Et on est
in
sur
due
ce
course.
dernier week-end.
But we're looking at that last weekend, the 10th and 11th of
Bonjour,
August.
Mokhtar Khan,
Wyden magazine, a running magazine. Is there a training program for the greater public? So is there a training program so that they're able to prepare for this marathon? Yuan, maybe you want to answer this one?
Non,
No, I'm putting you on the spot. I don't know if there's a program per se, but you need to prepare yourself if you want to run a marathon, and you can do this with the Orange running team or Paris 2024. They're going to they try and help people as much as they can. Because the athletes that are going to get bids, yes, it's a great thing to get your hands on one of those bids, but you need to know what you're signing yourself up for. A marathon is an adventure, yes, but if we don't want a marathon to become a nightmare for anyone, therefore a little bit of prep is better. This is why we said that we were going to distribute these bids by the end of 2023, so that people have at least 6 months to get themselves into shape for the marathon.
Good afternoon, François Articas for the Revue de Paris. You said that for the race course it would be free. Some of the parts would be free for spectators, but there would also be ticketed areas. So where would you have to pay to access the race course? Will there be events going on? Will there be activities whilst people wait?
Alors effectivement, la totalité du parcours sera gratuit à l'exception de
l'arrivée,
l'arrivée,
the race course apart from the arrival, so the finish line rather, because we want to use the different facilities that have been made available in Invalides for archery, for example, and we're always trying to find solutions so that we can pull together resources so that we're not having to have different facilities that pop up. Therefore, the finish line will be in front of Invalides with a beautiful stand of 7,000 places, and therefore it will be an unforgettable experience for those who are cheering on the marathon runners, both men and women. Therefore, yes, access to the stand will be paid.
Bonjour Tony de l'agence AP, Associated Press.
Tony, Associated
Donc
Press.
je sais qu'on peut pas satisfaire
I
tout le
know
monde tout
that
le temps.
everyone can't be happy and you can't make everyone happy all the time. That
Est-ce que
said,
c'est pas un peu une opportunité
do
manquée
you not think that it's a missed opportunity here
Saint-Denis?
for Saint-Denis?
Ce parcours aurait pu passer par
Because you could have also gone through Saint-Denis,
que le jeu a cette ambition de
because we know that the Olympic Games is looking to showcase and develop Saint-Denis. We've got Versailles. Versailles is already showcased. I don't think they... Yeah, it's a good question, and it's true that our role here is to take these types of decisions. We did look at the different options, we looked at the different ideas, and it is true that this idea, the symbolic, the thinking about the Women's March for us was something that we wanted to pursue. We decided that this gave meaning to the discipline, the meaning to the event, because it is completely unprecedented. Therefore, we decided to prioritize or privilege the fact that we wanted to reproduce or recreate the women's match. But Saint-Denis will be associated with the Olympic Games, this goes without saying, and you know that there are lots of disciplines, especially athletic events, that will be taking place in the Stade de France, which is in Saint-Denis.
D'autres questions, tout en sachant qu'il y
other
aura
questions,
des zones d'interview
knowing
après.
that there will be interview spaces later on?
Vous avez été clair à 100% ou vous préférez peut-être ensuite en
clear.
zone
Do you
mixte?
prefer to go to
Merci
the
beaucoup de
mixed
votre
zone?
attention. Et
Thank
puis,
you very much for your attention.
Prochain rendez-vous, ce sera samedi avec la journée
fixture on
paralympique du côté
Saturday
de
with
Bastille, à
the
quelques
Paralympics
hectomètres
event
d'ici.
in Bastille, a few kilometers away. Thank you.